Thanks for clicking play on the Ticats Audio Network. Your digital host, Louie B, here with you. And very pleased to be introducing the Caretakers Update. In just a few moments, we'll be joined by Bob Young as we'll get his thoughts on the season returning, getting ready to welcome back fans, hosting the Grey Cup, and so much more. Of course, Bob Young has owned the team for nearly 20 years, but don't call him the owner, as he famously prefers to be called the caretaker of the team. And caretaker, I appreciate you spending some time with me and the fans today.
Louie, it's a pleasure. Thank you. You guys are putting on a great event. The reviews are spectacular. I would have expected nothing less, and I'm honored to be a guest on your show.
Let's talk about the Ticats Audio Network, because this is something brand new, really across the league and across pro sports. We haven't seen a lot of teams do something like this. So why did you kind of decide that this is the way we should get fans our content?
Well, Louie, I don't think I've used this line on you, but my job here with the Ticats has boiled down to really just one thing. You know, we got smart guys like Doug Rye who do all our finances. We got Coach O who runs the football team. We got Scott Mitchell who runs the overall operation. So what do I actually do? And the answer to that question is, my job, and it's a really tough one, is to take credit for all the hard work that everyone else in this organization does. And so, yes, I'll take credit for this brilliant podcast radio service, but I don't deserve any of the credit. But I can explain why it's an important idea. In the age of the internet, we consume everything digitally. And we insist on consuming it straight from the source. We don't have to go through a network who goes through an affiliate who goes through whatever. We want to get it straight from the Ticats. And that's what you are enabling our fans to do, is they're in the locker room, they're in the business office, and they're hanging out with you and me, getting the story as you and I make it up.
Well said, caretaker. Let's talk about the team. How excited were you? What was your feeling? What did it mean to you on Thursday night to see Coach O and the guys? What did it mean to see them out there for you?
Exactly, same as all of our fans. You know, I wear two hats. They're both the same hat, but my two hats are, one, yes, I do have a responsibility to the team that I try and help out as well as I can. But the other one is I got involved because I happen to be a Hamilton Ticat fan. And I was as excited as any 8-year-old in Hamilton watching the Ticats finally get back on the football field. It's so much fun to be back playing football and having these stories to tell.
You have some high expectations for this team, safe to say, like all Ticats fans do, considering the year they had in 2019. Expectations are high for the fans, and I have to imagine that that goes towards you too.
So this is one where, again, I get the credit I don't deserve any. Scott Mitchell brings so much value to this organization because he played sports at a very high level. Both he won a Vanier Cup in his college career. He actually tried out, didn't make it for the Blue Bombers back in the day. But he understands just how passionate our players are, not about playing the game, but about winning the game. And that winning attitude is something that Scott brings with him. And it's why Scott looks at great teammates like Coach O, is he knows they have the same winning mindset. And Coach has that attitude and that process. I can't guarantee we're going to beat the Riders this weekend, but I can guarantee we will be better against the Riders this weekend, and we will continue to get better over the course of the season.
You brought up Coach O because anyone who has had a second to be around Coach O and get to learn from him and get to watch him at work realizes the passion that he brings to this game. And he was rewarded with that passion with an induction into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. So I wanted to get your thoughts on someone who has known Coach O a long time here, what it meant for you to see Coach O inducted into the fourth floor here at beautiful Tim Hortons Field.
He's not only a brilliant head coach, turns out he was also a brilliant athlete and a very clever defensive back. And the interesting thing about the defensive back position in football is they're frequently overlooked. You know, we talk about Speedy B, we talk about Jeremiah. The defensive backfield doesn't get as much respect as they deserve. Makes me think of, and this is actually a great line, of the old Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire story. And Fred Astaire is this legend in movie dance circles. But someone asked Ginger Rogers, you know, what she thought of Fred as a brilliant dancer. And she said, yeah, he's pretty good. But you got to remember, all I'm doing is everything that he does backwards and in high heels, which is just a great line. Ginger Rogers didn't have a high profile, but that one line has endeared her to me, and I presume many others ever since. But that's what our defensive backfield is doing. They have to do everything the receiver does backwards, and they have to anticipate where the ball's going. And Coach O was one of the biggest interception leaders throughout his career, because he did that thinking piece of his job incredibly well.
We are so fortunate to have the Canadian Football Hall of Fame here at Tim Hortons Field. And speaking of Tim Hortons Field, Labor Day is always such a treasure here. It's always such an event, maybe even more so with the fact that it is our home opener, the first time we'll be allowed to bring fans back into this building. I have to imagine that you've thought about that a lot. You've thought about that moment, about what it's going to be like to welcome fans back in this building.
And for no other reason than you and I right now are a good example of that. Because I'm talking to our fans on a damn Zoom call, and I've learned to, one and the same time, I've learned that these technologies are incredibly valuable and incredibly useful. And I've learned to hate them with a passion. I would so much prefer to hang out with our fans over at one of our bars in this stadium and raise a beer to the Ticats and to getting over this pandemic, and finally seeing it in the rearview mirror. It's going to be great fun.
And of course, I mean, the Labor Day Classic, of course, kicks off a great home schedule here at Tim Hortons Field. And we're hoping that it culminates with a home date here on December 12th, the Grey Cup. First of all, we still have to kind of pinch ourselves that we get to host the Grey Cup. And it's been so long since we've got to put on this show. So let's just get your thoughts on, as it gets closer, do you get more nervous or do you get more excited about pulling this off?
So when you're in the business office of a sports team, and Ticats and the whole business office, and Louie, you know this better than I do, is focused on execution. We are not focused on the result. So we're not worried about whether we're going to do a great Grey Cup or a bad Grey Cup. That's not a worry that crosses our mind. What we're focused on is doing everything necessary, step by step by step by step, to ensure that we have a wildly successful Grey Cup. And it's a party. And Hamilton, Ontario continues to move forward so rapidly as a city. And we don't get the opportunity as a city and as a community to brag about us to the country and hell, to the world. And that's what this Grey Cup, December 12th, is going to be. It's going to be a wonderful party. I refer to it as the 12th. It's actually a week-long event. We're going to have Canadians from across the country coming to Hamilton and experiencing the Hamilton that you and I love. This is going to be terrific. And the fact, of course, the Ticats are going to play in the Grey Cup and are going to win the Grey Cup in front of our home fans. Small little icing on the cake here.
Bob, I appreciate this so much. Thank you so much for giving us the platform to be able to do this in the Ticats Audio Network. And I can't wait to see you, like I said, in person here at Tim Hortons Field.
My congratulations to you and your colleagues. This is a great format. Having the opportunity to talk directly to our fans across the country and around the world is just, it's blindingly the right thing to do. And thanks to you guys, we're doing it extremely well.
My thanks to the caretaker, Bob Young, for joining me today. And my thanks to you for tuning in. Appreciate it as always. Make sure to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts to the Ticats Audio Network so you never miss an episode. For the Ticats Audio Network, I'm Louie B, hoping you have a great day.